I want to welcome you to this training video from Max's Pizza. This is Patrick with Loggerhead Designs, and we're going to go over all the training. It should be super easy and straightforward. Shouldn't take very long to really teach you pretty much all the insights and how to do everything on this site. So we'll go ahead and we'll dive right in. You should have received an email that will allow you to create a username and password, and it'll have a link that you can either save as your favorite so you can log in, or you can always log in using Weebly.com and use your username and password, or you can go to maxespizzatopsell.com/login and use your username and password there. Okay, so once you sign into your account, it'll sign you in and you'll be brought to a home page. It'll look similar to this. It's kind of just a welcome screen, and it gives you a little bit of insights for the visitors for your web page. A lot of this information on the left-hand side is not overly important to you because we don't have an online store, so you really don't have to worry about items or orders, fulfillment, anything like that. But it is kind of nice to look at your reports, and you can look under site activity and site traffic, and it'll give you a little bit more analytics to show a little bit more details of how many visitors you've had this past month, which is quite a bit. Okay, we'll go back to the overview. Alright, now that we're back on the home screen, once you go to sign in and you want to edit your website, you just click on this right hand side that says Edit Site. And you'll notice once it logs us completely in, the website loads in. It looks exactly like the live website. The only difference is you now have full control to go in and make all your edits and changes. You'll notice that there's a left-hand panel that has all these different icons on it. We'll cover all these in just a moment. So for now, let's just focus on what's on the home page. If we want to make changes, let's say to your hours of operation, it's as simple as just clicking right in the area, and you'll notice all your options pop up similar to Word. Bold, italicized, underline. You can increase and decrease the font sizes. You can change the colors of your font if you want them to be different, and you can even create links that are attached to it. But all you have to do is just click in the area, and you can make changes to the times that are listed up here. Pretty much once you're finished, you just click outside of that area and it'll deselect it. And that works for all of the different options that we want to cover. Once you're finished making your changes or your adjustments, you just click outside of the area and it deselects the box that you're currently working on. If you want to make any changes over here, same thing. You just click on it and you can edit the fonts that are in there. Okay. So if we want to make any changes to the slides that are sliding on the home page, that's pretty simple as well. As I scroll down the page, you can see all the different images that have been placed in there. There's 3 of them. If we want to edit the image, you can click on Edit. It gives you some edit options. If you want to delete an image, simply click on Delete. And then you can upload a new image into its place. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll go to your pizza and your pasta page here. And this will show you a little bit more of the icons that are on the left-hand side. You'll notice how when I scroll, these little blue boxes appear all the way around these different areas that I'm scrolling over top of. That's because these are all different building blocks that have been pulled over from this left-hand panel. You can see you have title, text, images, slideshows, galleries, contact forms. All of these different elements are different things that you click and drag over to your page. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to add a title up here to the top of the page. You would click and hold down your mouse button and it highlights blue. You hold your mouse button down and you notice as I drag it, this blue line starts to appear on the page. That's basically indicating where it's going to place it on the page. If I want this title to be next to pizza, you just scroll and you'll notice that it'll have a vertical line. Once I know that, okay, I want it to be next to the right of this pizza title, I just let go of my mouse and it automatically punches it right in there. Now obviously this is just on your default text, so it just has it as gray text. But we'll say pizza, we'll do pizza number 2. Oops, number 2. If I want to change the way that this looks, you just highlight it. You can italicize it, you can underline it, you can increase and decrease the font sizes. If I want to change the color, you can do it with a predetermined color, or if you want to get more advanced and pick your own, you can actually click on these drop downs and click in the area, and obviously you can see that you can change this to pretty much any color under the rainbow. So we'll make it this weird kind of green color. Once you're finished with that, you just click outside the area, and there you go. Your font is now green, it's italicized, it's changed size, everything that you've indicated that you wanted it to do. Okay, so let's say that we wanted to move this, that we ended up placing this in the wrong place. You can highlight and you'll see that this arrow appears. You hold down your mouse and you can again click and drag and dump it anywhere on the page that you want. And the page will automatically reformat everything around it. Highlight it, we'll change that so it's centered, and there you go. If we wanted this to be a link, let's say that we wanted this to link up to the subs page, for example. You can highlight it, click on the link button, and you can either have it go to an outside website, or if it's a page that's within your page here, your website, you just click on standard page, and then I would select subs and burgers, and then you click outside the area. Now this is now a hyperlink that whenever the website is live, if somebody would click on pizza number 2, it's going to take them to the subs and burgers page. If I want to get rid of this, you just simply go over to the red X, click delete, and now that's gone. Okay, so obviously this is the title block as we've covered. There's another element called the spacer element. You can see it's over here on the left hand side called spacer, and it's quite literally what it is. If I want some space in between my fonts, I can click and drag the spacer box over, and then you'll notice that, you know, as I highlighted over top of this little area below where it says spacer, my arrows changed, and now when I hold down my mouse, I can increase and decrease by clicking and dragging the mouse up and down to add and decrease the space size in there. Okay, then we just click outside the area again. So we scroll down, and let's say that you want to change some of the information that's in here. You want to add another item that's on the menu, or you want to change prices. Same as before, you just click in the box that you want to make the changes. Click on it, and you can change it to however much more that the price is increased. That kind of thing. These are basically just bullet points. So if I wanted to add a second line, it already adds the bullet point, and then I could type in the special, and then you just hold down the period key so that you have your spacing, and then you could just retype small and put in the pricing. Alright, so we'll get rid of this. We'll go back to the way it was. Okay, so this different area here, what we did was we added what we call a color block. So if we go back to the left-hand panel, click and drag all the way down to the More section. Down here on the bottom, there's Installed Apps, and this is called the Content Color Block. And basically, that is just a block that you can change the colors on. So let's say that we wanted to add another one. You click on that element, hold down your mouse key, drag it up, and I'm just going to dump it right underneath this current one. And there's our color block. Now, just like every element similar to the text and the fonts, everything else that you clicked on a moment ago, when I click inside of this box, all my options pop up. Now I can change the color of the box. So let's just say we want to change it to be just a gray block. You can see it already changed it to gray. Click the back button. Let's say we want it to be semi-transparent. You can actually change the transparency of it so that your background appears through it. And let's say I want the corners to be rounded just like the box above. That's where you can do round corners. Go up to 10 for that. And then we can actually add our outside border. Want it to be solid or it can be dotted. And there we go. Now that we're finished with that, you click outside the area. And now I can drag other elements inside. So let's say that I want to add the text box. And now I can add and do different menu items just like you have above. Okay. And if we want to get rid of it, want to move it, again you can click on this block that's in the middle to move it around. Or if we want to just completely delete the block and everything that's inside of it, hit delete. And there you go, it's gone. Okay. The only other thing is obviously we've got some images over here that we had added to the menu. So if we wanted to add an image, you just click on image, drag it over, dump it in. And just like if you're adding a photo to Facebook or if you're adding it to an email, when you click on it, you can upload a photo to your computer. You click on there, from your computer, I'm sorry. And we'll just throw one of these memes on here. And there you go. Now if you want to do any editing to the photo, you can actually click on the photo, edit image, and then it'll let you crop it, it'll let you do filters, you can make adjustments, you can add text, you can refocus it. There's a lot of different options that are on there. We're not going to worry about that though. Or let's say that you want it to be a link. You can do the same thing as your font. You can create it as a link, add one of those in there. If you want to replace the image, just click on replace image. What Lightbox is basically when somebody would click on that photo, it's going to make it a full-size image. So if you want it to be a full-size image when somebody clicks on it, you just select Lightbox. And obviously a lot of these are kind of self-explanatory. You can do spacing, captions. If you go to advanced, you can actually add borders around your images. So we'll do a thick border. When I click outside the image, you can see now I've got a thick border all the way around. And our image is placed on the page. Same thing as before. If we want to move it, we can click and drag it. If we want to delete it, you simply hit the X and you can delete. Okay, that's pretty much it for this section. Works the same thing on all of your other pages. They're all set up the exact same way. The only difference here on the contact is that we do have a contact form. And that was quite literally just the contact form was clicked and dragged over and dumped on the page. And let's say that you want to change the way that the layout is in your contact form. You can just click inside the contact form. And now you notice that even inside the form, when I highlight over the different areas, let's scroll down a little bit. When I highlight over the different areas, the blue boxes appear the same thing as within your website. So other options appear over here. So let's say that you want to add, address as a requirement. You could click on address, drop it in, and now the person who's putting in their information is required to have an address. Obviously we don't want to do that, so we're just going to delete it. Okay, once we're finished with that, you can hit save. And that is pretty much the basis of your website. Super easy, clean, simple. Basically, the only other in-depth thing is if we wanted to add pages in the future, I would suggest giving me a call and I can add a page for you. But so that you know where that is, up on the very top of the page, you'll notice there's some other options that are up here. Pages is one of them. When we click on Pages, you can see in order, this is your pages that have been added. Pizza and pasta, subs, burgers, children's, and so on. If we wanted to add a page, you just click on the arrow. We'll say that we want to do a standard page. You could type in your title, and when you hit done, now new page is appeared on the menu. Obviously it's highlighted red, so now you can see it's appearing over here. Okay? And if we don't want that page, simply click on it, and we'll go to delete. So obviously you can see, once you start playing with the website, there's a lot more in-depth items and a lot more information per item. When you click on a different element, all these different options pop up, as we've discovered. Click on the photo, more options pop up. So as you add different elements to your site, make changes, you'll be able to actually go a little bit more in depth. A lot of it is pretty self-explanatory, so as you go through, just explore. Don't be scared. If you make a mistake, you can always fix it. None of the changes that you make to your website are seen by the public until you hit the blue Publish button over here on the right-hand side. So now that we know that, okay, we've made all of our changes, we've updated our hours, we've updated our prices, all we have to do is hit the blue Publish button. And now all those changes have been made to the website. And if you want to view the changes to see if they were correct, you hit on it. It'll pop up your website, and you'll actually be able to look on the site and check and make sure that all of the changes that you made are correct. Okay, and that's pretty much it. If we go back to the Weebly tab, once we're finished and we're done editing our website, we can just click up here on the left-hand side and exit out of the site. And that is quite literally your training. It's that quick. So if you have any questions, or if there's anything more in depth that you're wanting to do to the web page that's not currently available, just give me a call. Give me a call, or you can shoot me a text, or even shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to make those changes. If there's anything that you're a little bit questionable, over that I didn't really cover in depth, and you have some questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and be happy to help you out with that. But that concludes our tutorial, and good luck with the changes, and I hope you guys have a great day.